Hello guys, this video will be a quick recap of the working of a loop, specifically for those people who still have some confusion regarding the working of a loop. Okay then, let's begin. For example, consider this program. What we are going to do is we are going to check how the computer executes this program and generates the output. We know that when the computer executes a program, it always starts from the first instruction of the program. And also, the computer executes one instruction at a time. So when the computer starts executing this program, first, the control will be at this point. That is, the control will be on this instruction. It means the computer is now going to execute this instruction. Now, this is an assignment instruction in the sense that you are creating a variable. And in that variable, you are storing some value. Now, how the computer is going to interpret this thing is, in the RAM, the computer will see whenever you are creating a variable, it means that in the RAM, you are actually asking the computer to create a container, allocate some space. Okay, you can call it as a container. And that container, you want to give a name also. And here the name is your S. So whatever the variable name you write, the same name will be given to the container. Okay, and then in that container you are asking the computer to store this string, whatever that string is. Now see here, although a string represents a single thing, like say for example the name of a person or name of a city or the name of a course or whatever, a string usually represents a single thing, right? But still we know that a string is a collection of some individual characters. So as a result, although for this variable s, although this s represents a single container, you can think that this container itself is partitioned into some small cells. And each cell is assigned a number like this. These numbers are called as the index. And you see, in any programming language, indexes usually starts from 0. So why these indexes are important? These indexes can be used to access any particular cell in that collection. So for example, I'm interested in this character 5 of the string s. So in that case, I can access this character by writing s of 2. S of 2 in the sense like s within square bracket 2. Okay, once this instruction is over, then the controller will go to the next instruction. The next instruction is again an assignment instruction. It means you are creating a variable, and in that variable, you are, as a programmer, you are storing the length. You are asking the computer to store the length of the string. So as a result, the computer will create a container. It will give a name to the container, and in that container, it will store the length of the string, which is 5 in this case. After the execution of this instruction, now the controller will go to the next instruction, which is I equal to 0. As a result, the computer will create a container. It will give a name I to the container, and in that container, it will store a 0. Once this instruction is over, now the next instruction is this while loop. Now we know that a while loop contains multiple parts, like say for example, this is the condition part, this is the body of the while loop, and all. So when the computer executes a while loop, which part will be executed first? See here, when the computer executes the while loop, the first thing that the computer will do is it will execute the condition of the while loop. So here right now the condition is written as I is less than L or not. Now the value of I is 0 and the value of L is 5, so that the computer will execute whether 0 is less than 5 or not. Since 0 is less than 5, the result of this execution will be true. And as a result, it will come inside. Now, the control will come inside the body of the while loop. So the first instruction is print s of I. It means what? Print s of, right now the value of I is 0. So print s of 0. It means what? S of 0 is your A. So ultimately, the computer will execute print A. As a result, you will see an A on the screen. After execution of this instruction, now the control will go to the next instruction. And the next instruction is I equal to I plus 1. It means what? As a programmer, you are asking the computer to first evaluate this part, like I plus 1. So the result of the computer will now execute this I plus 1. So first it will go and check what is the value of I, that is 0. Then 0 plus 1 is 1. Now, whatever this result of this execution is, as a programmer, you are asking the computer to store that result in the same variable I. It means what? You are asking the computer to override this value 0 by 1. After the execution of this I equal to I plus 1, now the control will automatically go back to this particular point. Now you see, if you see the program sequentially, after this instruction I equal to I plus 1, the next instruction that you have written in the program is print after the loop. But since this I equal to I plus 1 is written inside the body of the while loop, and since it is the last instruction inside the body of the while loop, after execution of this instruction, the control will always go back to check this condition, check the while loop condition. Okay. Now, at this point, when it executes this I less than L condition, first thing it will do is it will go and check what is the value of I, which is 1, and it will go and check what is the value of L, which is 5. So 1 is less than 5 will be executed. So 1 is less than 5, that is a true condition one more time. Since it is true, again it will come inside the body of the while loop. It will execute print s of I, that is it will execute print s of I equal to 1, so s of 1. Now s of 1 is g, so ultimately this print statement will be executed as print g. As a result, it will print g on the screen. Once this instruction is over, now it will go to the next instruction, which is I equal to I plus 1. And you know what does this instruction do? It increases the value of I by 1 and it replaces the old value with the new value. That is, it erases 1 and it stores there a 2. After the execution of this instruction, as you know, again the control will go back to check this condition. Right now the value of I is 2 and value of L is 5. So the computer will execute basically 2 is less than 5 or not. So since 2 is less than 5 is evaluated as a true condition, so it will come inside the body of the while loop. Inside this body, again it will execute this print s of I. Now right now the value of I is 2, so as a result it will print s of 2. S of 2 is your 5. So this 5 will be given as an input to this print statement. So as a result, the computer will ultimately execute print 5. And then as an output, you will see 5 there. Now, after execution of this instruction, it will execute again. Now the control will go to the next instruction, which is your I equal to I plus 1. As a result, it will increase the value of I by 1 here. And then it will go, now the control will go back to this point. And again, you check the condition. Right now, the value of I is 3 and L is still 5. 3 is less than 5 true. It will come inside the body. It executes this print statement like print s of I. I is 3, so print s of 3. Now, s of 3 is E. Ultimately, print E. As a result, you see an E here. The next instruction is now I equal to I plus 1. As a result, it increases the value of I by 1. Now, after execution, again the control goes back to this point and checks whether the condition is still true. Right now, the value of I is 4, value of L is still 5, 4 is less than 5, that is a true condition. It comes inside the body, executes print s of I is 4, so print s of 4. S of 4 is W, so ultimately it is executing print W. As a result, you are seeing a W on the screen. After that, the next instruction is I equal to I plus 1. As a result, it increases the value of I by 1. After that, again the control goes back to this point. And the computer again checks whether the value of I is still less than L or not. Value of I is 5, L is also 5, so 5 is less than 5. The result of this execution is false. Now, since the result of this execution is false, now the control will go out of the loop. That is, the control will go to execute the instruction which is just after the while loop. That is, in this program, now this control will reach this point. It means what? Now the computer is going to execute this instruction. And as you all know, the result of this, as a result, the computer will print after the loop, that is whatever you have written within this double quotation, the same thing will appear on the output screen. After this instruction is over, since there are no more instructions there left, so that is the end of the program. Now say I include one more line in this program like this. So what you have to do is you have to tell me what will be the output of this line. That is, see here, after the loop, the control was here and it had executed this particular line, and as a result you saw this line on the screen. And after that, suppose this line was there. So in that case, what will happen is after executing this line, control will reach this point. Once the control reaches this particular point, the computer will actually execute this line, right? So as a result, what do you think will appear on the screen? You can let me know that thing in the comment section.